Hey, here's a little disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast do not necessarily reflect those of the MAWP organization. And there are some themes and subject matter that may not be suitable for all audiences, so viewer discretion is advised. Oh man, I say this every week now because we're a week ahead, but being a week ahead is just messing with me. Especially if I'm not far enough ahead on the shows, because, I wanted to take a week off so I could get ahead, but we didn't take a week off. And so I didn't get ahead. I didn't get ahead on anything. And in fact, now I'm behind because I've got a show ahead of things. So
should we take a week off?
Well,
I mean, do what you got to do to get your stuff straight.
It's not so much that my stuff's not straight, and I am actually catching up and getting it all. It's all manageable. It's like none of it's not manageable. I could do 2 shows in 1 week. I can. It's just that there's also other stuff that I end up having to do during the week that does prolong things, and but just there's the confusion of orchestrating songs on the number and what number of episode we're on, and which one I'm working on, and which one is out right now, because they're all 3 different. Mm-hmm. And the events that are going on in the world, because by the time this show, currently the one we're recording right now, when this episode comes out, Avengers Endgame will have been out for a week. So the whole world will be broke about Endgame and all the dead superheroes, and then it'll all be sad. But we don't know that yet. We don't know who's dying. We don't know that Captain America's dead now. We don't know that yet. But he's dead. Just so you know, spoiler, Captain America's dead. And I'm saying this before the movie comes out, but you're hearing it. And if you haven't seen the movie, I just spoil it for you. Captain America's dead now. He's fucking dead. Just get used to it.
It's about time.
No, I'll tell you what, I love Captain America. I always actually kind of liked I liked Captain America. I thought it was a great concept that was underutilized, but it was still a hokey character. It was because America. I mean, come on, and how could you make a Captain America, especially in this day and age, something that spoke to us, that we liked, and yet he's my favorite. They did it. They nailed it. They not only made a Captain America that I fucking dug, but I think my dad would just love it. It's just he's just a chip off the old fucking Paul Newman and Robert Redford block. He's just he's and not only that, but his character arc through these comics or through these movies has culled together all the best stuff from the comics that was in his character, and brought him to a point where even he got disillusioned with everything. It's this is not the America that I was fighting for. And that's just great. That's a great place to take him, because that's a person like that with that kind of character and integrity would see things like that. So yeah, they did a really good job with it. It's really impressive. I mean, everything that they do has been pretty impressive. But that's been my favorite character. So it'll be a shame to see him go.
Well, everything's got to go sooner or later.
Yeah, as long as they don't fuck it up, make a bunch of parallel dimensions where, no, Captain America's still alive. And, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Who knows?
Parallel dimensions suck.
Oh, people out there. Will Ferrell, Sherlock Holmes, don't. Just don't. Okay? Don't. That is all.
Yeah, I warned you. I hadn't even seen it, but I warned you. We should start the show. This is the show that we do. It's the MAWPCAST 1 radio program. And I'm your host, Potter, and this is your host, Chris, Soundman Chris from Louis G's. We come here every week to host this show where we play music from Tacoma in the greater Tacoma area and some of the surrounding outlying areas and some places that we could get confused about because we thought it was in Tacoma.
And we'll make up places too. This
Yeah.
band is from Mars.
Saquium.
Yep. Zaquium.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Smomamish.
Yep. Oh, to the donut guy. You're lazy. Okay. There, all my frustrations are out.
I don't know if the donut guy watches or listens.
I don't care. I just had to get that out.
Are you done with that bong hit?
Huh?
You done with that bong hit?
No, I'm just letting it sink in. Kind of doing a little bit of the show, kind of
That's fine. There's
sipping on it.
no rush.
All right. Yeah, it's Mr. Grinch.
Yeah, that was the show that we listened to Mr. Grinch on. We'll listen to Mr. Grinch again on another show, but not this show. Another one. Sometimes I say we're going to listen to things and we don't, and sometimes I say we're not going to listen to things and we do. And just always keeping people on their toes.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
there was a show, might have been that show, might have been the last week's show, where I said we would listen to Katie's Dimples, and we didn't do it. I say every week, hey, if I could record a bunch of these 45s, then we would listen to some of these 45s, like this Gold Teeth, or this Rhino Humpers, or Those Who Dig, or all those other bands, and I won't do it. Did I do it this week? No. I didn't do it this week either. But again, this show's not over, and here's the thing: is that we're 2 weeks ahead, and if I recorded those songs today, I could put some of those songs into both shows, and then I'm twice a liar or double liar. It's like I'm going back in time and retroactively affecting things. What the fuck?
I heard that one died. Why did it die so soon?
Maybe I didn't take the footage off of that camera. That would be the only reason I can think of.
Oh,
That it
was
would-
it charged?
Yeah, it was fully charged. Let's see what happens here when I check it out.
Uh-oh.
Technical difficulties.
All right.
Oh, wow. Affected the way I hear things, too.
Stereo. It's like, whew. All right, well, we'll do this.
What are we doing? Where are you going?
I'm going to put this camera over here.
Oh, no, leave it there. Just leave it there.
No? All right. Oh, shit.
There's too much going on here. I don't... Oh, see, yeah, it says full. It says it right there.
Ah.
Good deal.
So just got to download it real quick.
Yeah.
Do you need the wire so you can just plug it in?
No, I think it goes quicker.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It does go quicker. We pop it out.
All right. Well, I've officially introduced us in the show, and we're in the show now. Where are you going? What are you doing?
I have an extra card.
An extra
If you
one?
want to just pop it in there so we could just record while you're doing that.
Oh, sure. Whoa, stop, time out, pause.
What the hell? What was that?
This was Mr. Grinch.
They were in Coca-Cola land for a second there. All right. Oh, shit. All right.
Yeah, I just didn't delete the original.
We didn't delete it?
The stuff I recorded last week did not get deleted.
Oh, so you just got to delete that? You don't got to download it?
I have to download what we just recorded, I guess.
Oh, that's right.
So that being said, I don't actually want to start recording on yours.
True,
Because
yeah.
then I have to download both of them.
That's
Yeah.
right. Okay. That was a pretty good save, though.
Yep. That was all good stuff to test out because, like, let's say we're out in the field. We're out in the field doing a live broadcast or something, or on location recording,
Yeah.
and we know that we can just leap into action and do this thing.
Yep. I know, because I want to get like one or two more cards.
Mm-hmm.
For both of them, because I could use them for either one of them.
Be mindful when you're hopping onto the floor. There's seems to be shards of broken glass here and there.
Really?
I can only imagine is their most recent broken bong.
Like right there.
Yeah.
They have a habit of breaking.
Dude, I don't even fucking understand it. Like, I mean, I've broken bongs. Like, I break maybe one every 5 or 10 years.
There's a glass over there.
Not one every time it's brought in here. I mean, I brought several in here, and I stopped leaving them in here. Like, I stopped buying them for them, bringing them in here, leaving them in here because dude, and it's like they're not 12. You know?
I know, yeah.
Fuck.
You need to buy one of those silicone ones that you can't break.
Yeah.
The majority of the bowl is even silicone too. You just have like a little glass sleeve that just pops in there, but they'll break that.
Yeah, Cody had one. He probably still because you can't break it.
I saw that when they gave me that was Ryan's at one time.
Yeah.
That Zong.
Uh-huh.
But I need to get the stem. Another stem.
Uh-huh.
And I think the grommet too. The grommet tore.
Oh.
So I have to get a new grommet. So and that's kind of a pain in the ass because those are certain sizes. So I'm going to take it to the whatever that one is on River Road, the really big place right across the street from Value Village. There's a pipe shop there.
I don't remember what it's called. I've not been there for a long time.
Yeah. But they seem to have a lot of accessories and a lot of knowledge of that stuff, so.
Mm-hmm.
Took my dog over to Ashley's mom's house yesterday for Easter dinner.
Oh, yeah?
And they had a bunch of dogs over there. Bunch of dogs. And she got along with all of them. It was just awesome.
That is good.
It was awesome. I was just like, holy crap. She's just like getting along with everybody and stuff. And there was another chocolate, Chiweenie, just like her, exactly the same, except a little fatter.
Crazy.
I was just like, holy crap, that looks just like her. Wow. So we know exactly what she is now because I mean you could tell, you could look at him and go, yep.
Well, I was going to bring that up because when you introduced me to her last week, I was like, that's a big dog for a Chihuahua. I was like, it's a mix, huh? That's what I was thinking because I remember you even telling me something about it probably being a mix. But yeah, it's like for a Chihuahua.
Chiweenie.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So she's half Chihuahua, half wiener dog, which is cool.
Uh-huh.
She's awesome.
Yeah. It's a good mix.
You know, she's friendly. She gets along with the other animals and stuff. And now it's confirmed that, she could deal with these situations and stuff. And this coming week, we're going to go camping for a day. A day and a night. And then see how she does with that. I was telling you no.
Okay. Everything's fine.
All right.
Everything's fine. This is a boring first segment of our show. I guess they're just going to have to deal with it. This is the show this week. This is what we're doing.
Well, we had to focus on that.
Technical,
that real quick.
Technical
Technical difficulties. Which happens. It happens. We're a week ahead. I'm sure you could chop some stuff into this. That'll fix everything.
Well, the thing about fixing things is that just takes so much more work.
I know, but you're a week ahead, so.
I'm not.
I know.
I'm a week ahead on recording.
We could just chop out some of the boring stuff. We haven't played any music yet. So.
No, again, that just it's more hassle for me. That's why
chopping it out. That's right. It is kind of hassle.
That's why I don't a lot. That's why I leave a lot of chunks of stuff.
Well, we could just start now.
Even okay, on the very last episode that we did, which isn't out yet, or is it out yet? I don't know. Fucking now. On the last episode we recorded, or that I put out, I don't remember the one that's out now. This week's out. The one.
Okay.
The audio is shorter than the video. The video is way longer because I didn't edit. Okay, so what I do is I take all the audio from our show, and the first things I do is I boost all the volumes of you and Ashley because you're so quiet and you won't fucking talk into the microphones. And then I merge all those boosted volume tracks together, and I then save that file just like that. I save it.
Yep.
And it's saved. And then that track, that whole raw audio, complete audio, is what I merged to the video, so that neither of those things are edited. They're all seamless and they've not been tampered with.
Okay.
It's all exactly what it is, because if I edit any of the audio and then try to match it to the video, it won't match.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, as long as it's if I cut anything out of the audio, so I have to take all that raw audio.
If you cut anything out, you have to do it with the video as well.
Yeah.
And the only way that you could really do that safely would be able to like chop the whole beginning of both.
Yeah, yeah. So what I do is I just like get the whole raw audio at a sufficient level, then I merge that to the video. But set that aside. Then I go back and I edit down the podcast into whatever it is. And then once the podcast is edited, then I go back to the video and cut the video into segments usually, and then make the song package segments separate, usually. Yep. But sometimes I'll just do it.
But you got to do that first before you chop it for the segments.
You don't have to. You actually don't have to.
But is it easier?
It might sometimes be easier. Sometimes it might be quicker. I'm not exactly sure. I know that, however... Is
that recording?
It is recording. I'm recording you right now. However you do however I am doing the things right now, however I end up doing my processes, they all function.
Gotcha.
So there have been times where I've done things and then it's not functioned, and I was like, okay, go back, do things the way that it did work. So that's why I do things the way that I do. And sometimes it was very simple things, like with my video editing program, which is a free one that I've been using. It's pretty good, all things told, but it has some limitations with my computer that I have ran into. And one of those things was I would save the project file as one thing, but then when I'd go and try and make that into something else, when I would try to take that project and then convert it to video, I sometimes would change the name.
Okay.
And it would not work.
Oh, because you're changing the name?
Yeah. So what I had to do was whatever I saved the project file as, I'd also have to save the converted version as that same thing. I couldn't change the name. It was just something that stupid. But every time I changed the name, it'd go through the entire hours and hours and hours process of fucking processing my video, only to say it's not going to work. It's like I just fucking spent 8 hours processing a video or 4 hours processing a video, however long, and it doesn't work. And then so I tried it again, had it 3 different times. And then finally I went back and I said, okay, I'll do it exactly like I've always done it. And then that was the result. Okay, so that was it. Don't change anything. Don't change the title. It was that simple. Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
That's a pain in the ass, because that's so helpful that you're able to label them for those changes and whatnot. So,
oh my God. I feel like I was so prepared for the show.
That happens.
Yep.
It happens. All right.
Computers went off. Because it'll shut off if it thinks nothing's going on. And I thought something was going on, but I must have paused it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably paused it when you were downloading.
Yep.
Yep.
That's probably what happened.
Yep.
Okay, well, fire that back up so we can go to songs.
All right.
Yeah, again, I was so prepared, and then the whole show is just falling apart in a matter of moments. And I blame it on the donut guy, that fucking donut guy.
I know. Fucking guy, I know.
Because I'll be honest with you, I didn't really want a donut, but you were going to bring me one because you were going to go there and you were going to bring me one, and it's like I ate like an eclair or something yesterday. I was like, it's enough, too much. Stop hassling me.
That's a pretty background.
It is. It changes periodically, all on its own.
Oh.
I have no control over it, or I might have control over it.
You have no control. I'm sure you do.
No. I don't think I do.
You don't know.
I don't think I do. I'm
should.
completely honest. This is not like my background. This is just what it comes up as when I'm loading, and literally it just changes periodically and without reason. Sometimes it'll show you one for 3 times, then it'll never show it to you again. Sometimes it'll show you one for a week.
Because that's your startup screen.
Yeah, and it'll just change and change and change, just randomly.
I'd look in settings.
Sometimes it'll go back to ones it's shown you before. Sometimes it won't.
Because it's a certain a certain file that has like I think 15 pretty pictures.
Nope. This is
not.
This is from the line. This like it's just part of Windows 10 or whatever. They're
yeah, I hate Windows 10.
I don't mind it.
I don't have it on anything.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it because I skipped a couple of the windows. I started trying some of them, didn't like them, and this one's been very good all overall.
Well, didn't that come with Windows 10?
It did.
Well, that's why.
Well,
every computer I've had that Windows 10 has automatically downloaded without my knowledge. I've had to get new hard drives.
Well, here's the problem, and some of the problems that I have.
And then it still didn't work.
Part of the problem that I've had is that I just don't know what I'm doing. Right? There's a lot I don't know, and so I would often get old computers. Right? Hand-me-down computers, used computers from the thrift shop, stuff like that, and they're dated. They are limited because of that being dated. They don't have and some computers are designed to work with certain operating systems, and while they can work, they can function. Some of them function fine with the updated operating systems. Not all do. Yep. Some of the older ones cease to function. Some of them are just deliberately like, we're moving on from that, and we're not. This is no longer compatible. This is no longer going to work. We're going to eliminate this function on this one, and just because time goes on and on,
computer just slowly dies.
Things and they change things in the updated formats, and so yes, your computer becomes less and less useful because you can no longer utilize some components, or some things don't show up right, and you can get used to that. You just don't know any better. It's like, this is what it looks like because this is what it looks like to you, but no, because your old computer doesn't have the same graphics capability, then the processors and the different programs and the different things aren't going to show you the things the same.
Yep.
And so I kept running into problems like that, like throughout time. And one computer in particular I had, someone installed a more modern version of Windows on it, and it was built for a different one. And my computer kept crashing and crashing and crashing.
Because it was too much for it to handle.
Yeah. So having a computer that is made for or very, very compatible with the current operating systems that you're using, that's really beneficial for you. Like, I mean, I'm speaking to people out there who's like, no shit, you idiot. But, you know, what do we know? We're just a couple stoners sitting on a chair, getting stoned, listening to butt rock music. We don't know. How are we supposed to know this? We dropped out of school. I don't know. You might not have dropped out of school. I dropped out of school. I
dropped out, but I went back.
Yeah, well, I went back too, but it doesn't matter. I'm just trying. I'm making funny. So
I know.
let them think we're idiots.
We're idiots.
So, we should go to songs. We should do that.
Yeah.
It is that time. So to actually go to songs now that I have talked too much and we have more to show than we need. What should we play first? Should we try that Gold Teeth?
Yes.
Yeah, let's listen to the Gold Teeth.
Dumb ain't exclusive to the young. I'm a grown man, knocked off the throne by my own hand. I know when a king find a queen, it's a beautiful thing. Bring her into the circus of life, grace that with a ring. Apparently, I took a break from the crown, donned the wig of a clown, and nearly blew the greatest thing that I found. Gotta be odd, seeing God play the role of a hound when I ain't have to. I lost at homes, all that testosterone feeding my feeble ego, blinding me to what I got at home. Text lingo, SMH when I think about it. Self-sabotage is real, almost wanna scream about it. Enemy of the state of my home and can't do a thing about it. The worst part is I ain't even see a reason. Dead in the water for years. Wifey got me back to breathe. Showed me love despite the fact I was a gun-busting heathen. And I repaid that with cheating. What was I thinking? I played too many games for too long, and did my kids and you wrong. But I'm wiser now. I'm wiser now. Yeah. My ego got the best of me. Already had a queen next to me. It chose to disrespect the crown, but I'm wiser now. I'm wiser now. I'm wiser now. Got sidetracked by the chocolate skin tone and the pretty eyes. Plus, shorty had an illy vibe. Even with that, I ain't really had to go to sneak tip. I wanted when I see it, just speak it was our agreement. But I took a selfish doing me. Trim convinced you wouldn't understand. My dirt soon turned to quicksand, and I sunk deep in. Carrying a cross that didn't fit. Speaking words I never meant. Pride hard to swallow. I had to ingest a double dish. Trust to find like property lines. Gotta repair the fence. No comfort is gained when every other exchange is tense. Finding forever through a common light. Hope that I'm making sense. I was wrong. There are corners of my mind where the lights ain't even on. Can't say that they ever was. I earned it if you leave, but believe it's forever love. Do what you gotta do for you. All I seem to do is mess it up. I played too many games for too long, and did my kids and you wrong. But I'm wiser now. I'm wiser now. Yeah. My ego got the best of me. Already had a queen next to me. It chose to disrespect the crown, but I'm wiser now. I'm wiser now. I'm wiser now. How much I grew up in the past few months. I swear I probably double my age in 30 days. Finally seeing the error in worldly ways. So comfortable in the dark, I'm kinda shook of the change. But you the light in the tower, lead me back to the base. Still as fly as the day you walk through that door. In the trade, the biggest reason I fight to rise and shine every day. Still love you more than a mortal mind can find words to say. And that's the reason why we lock, boo. It's obvious the problem is me and not you. I don't fare well with emotions, but the thought of you saying farewell got me hoping that change up. I'm really only comfortable with anger. Falling to that almost made us strangers. I gave a long glance at my life and found the flaws, how my brain bumped. Can't believe I played the lame duck. I played too many games for too long, and did my kids and you wrong. But I'm wiser now. I'm wiser now. Yeah. My ego got the best of me. Already had a queen next to me. It chose to disrespect the crown, but I'm wiser now. I'm wiser now. I'm wiser now.
I find solace in loneliness, discarding hope for security. Will I be free to spend my days all by myself with just one happy? Yeah, there's no doubt all the love that beats. Is that okay? Said just me. Inside these wounds, inside they bleed from all the pain that was placed on me. And I don't wanna be, can't stand for free. I was just like free, slip away from me. I don't wanna be, can't stand for free now. I was just like free, slip away.
day. Weight is gone. Alone. Oh. All day. The weight is gone. Alone. All day. The weight is gone. When I'm alone, I still feel at home. All day. Oh, now the weight is gone. All day. Oh, now the weight is gone. All day. Oh, now the weight is gone. When I'm at home, I'm never alone. I'm chilling with my own all day. Now. Oh, now the weight is gone. When I'm at home, I'm never alone. Today, love, where did the day go? Oh yeah, alone. You're home, so stay.
I'm not going to take a toke before I come back to the show this time. I'm going to wait. I'm going to come back to the show first, and then I'll get everything out of the way. Then I'll take the toke.
Right.
So that I'm not trying to cough out the things I was just trying to say. Yeah,
right.
yeah. Because that's unprofessional.
Yeah.
Although, I'll catch Kevin Smith doing things like this. I listen to Kevin Smith podcast, and he's an unabashed stoner, and he just smokes and he'll cough through things, much like you or I will, which is like, that's cool. Also, speaking of unprofessionalism, or less, because again, I watch independent podcast things like that. I always talk about. I watch and listen to Rob Cesternino podcasts because he's the king of podcasting, and there's glitches, things that I find that in my editing I make mistakes and it happens and stuff like that, and I catch that on his shit too. It's like I just watched something and where there was an overlap where cut from one scene to another.
Uh-huh.
Like sometimes I'll make a transition from one camera to another camera, and not knowing what I'm doing, sometimes I'll be taking the edited video.
Uh-huh.
And it'll have audio attached to it. And then I'll take that other edited video and I'll butt them up together and then bleed them over. But the audio, I don't know how to quite resolve. So sometimes there'll be both audio tracks on there. And they'll overlap and you'll hear the overlap. And it's like, oh, that's a mistake. That shouldn't be like that.
What you should do with that is, can you adjust that volume of that audio?
You can, but it's not as easy as it sounds. What I could do is make a Band-Aid. I could make an audio Band-Aid, and I could patch over the audio portion with a portion that makes it seamless.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
And then mute out that lower portion.
That's what I was
but
saying.
that's a whole nother slew of work, which is the same reason why they're not doing it. It's like, Jesus Christ, no, I'm not going to fucking do that. Just put the show out. Because that's another, like, it's a lot of time. It's a lot of time that, like, when you're editing as much as even I am, you don't want to add that much more time. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's like, do I really have to do that? There's a show a few episodes back where I, like, just... I was up at like 3 a.m. trying to edit it so I could have it out by a certain time, you know, because it needed to process and then it needed to upload, so I needed to edit. All this crazy shit. And time. There's so much time involved in the mundane, stupid shit that you got to do. So, like, it got to a point at the end of the video where I would be doing the fade out and fade in of the different clips on the video, the song clips, and I was just like, you know, fuck it. Just like, it fades out for most of them. I'm going to skip this and just move along. Generally speaking, I have plenty of time, but at this particular episode, I just didn't. So, but back to what I was trying to get on top of here, is that we just played an amazing set of songs. Like, it was just fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
It was great.
That
It was great.
killer.
And we were all lost in our own little world because of it. We heard "The Weight Is Gone" by Mr. Blackwatch, and that's a great tune. And we also heard before that "Elk and Boar," and that song we
That
were just
was amazing.
we were really rocking out to that song by Elk and Boar.
Something Out of Nothing.
10 Steps by Elk and Boar off of the Something Out of Nothing album, which I believe was released in 1913, Chris. That's 106. No, it's actually 2013. It's
Okay, I was gonna say.
And we heard 7 the Panther. Before that, Wiser Now by 7 the Panther, off the Crown Chronicles EP. And we started it all off with the Gold Teeth robots versus zombies, which of course is impossible because there's no such thing as zombies. You don't watch the Game of Thrones. Everyone's all in Game of Thrones fury right now. There's like by the time this episode comes out, they'll have been getting some action, but so far the first couple episodes, the people have been like like get on with it.
I haven't seen any of them.
Yeah, this is a story that is like it borrows a lot from history, like the War of the Roses and things like that. But it's filled with, it's a fantasy, and this is where it starts to bother me because it's fantasy. It's got dragons and all this stuff and magic, but then it's this person writing fantasy, but then in this fantasy there's tons of like rape and incest and
Oh shit!
and
See, another good reason why I don't watch that. Well,
so I'm not trying to discourage you because this sort of content's in everything, and it doesn't take away from some of the great shit about the show because I'm aware of, I've seen some of it. There are some great things about the whole show, the whole scope and specter of the show, the interpersonal relationships in the characters and stuff like that. Now, the show differs from the books, not entirely the entire time, but there are some glaring differences throughout the entire thing. Some people will argue differently. Some people will say, no, it follows the books, but it doesn't. It doesn't ever completely follow the books. It always omits things or changes some things, always. The show's always different, and it's a different thing, and should be considered differently because the show in itself is probably great, and the books in themselves are also probably great, but there's also other things that what I don't feel enough people are considering, but it's actually coming up now. It's coming up right now because of the last episode that I'm talking about, I'm referring to. Because there's a girl in the show, and the girl in the show starts out in the show as 11-year-old, and mathematically speaking, she can't be very old still now. Now her real life, the person who plays her, is like 21. So, but the bottom line is that this girl who's playing a much younger character has just recently, she had sex in the show last night. It was consensual sex, blah, 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 blah. But in the books, she's much younger even than the character portrayed. And that's one of the things about the whole show is that the show makes the girls a little older than they are in the books. And in the books, they're younger and they're doing things that are questionable for girls of that age. So that's the whole thing, is that they're just putting these young girls in some suggestive or more than suggestive situations.
Yeah.
And which, while it's not being completely phrased like this, that's kind of like that adds to this. So this fantasy's now got pedophilia.
Yeah, exactly.
So you've got a fantasy that as major plot points has rape, incest, and pedophilia.
Yeah. But it has dragons.
So much stuff does. Like, I mean, that
has dragons?
Yeah, that too. But, you can go back in time and Mad Max rape.
There was no dragons in Mad Max.
No dragons.
You're lying to
but
me.
there was rape. The Road Warrior rape. Like, now these are both
No
movies.
dragons.
No dragons, but rape. Not butt rape, but. And I don't mean to make light of rape by any means, because that's my whole point. It's kind of fucked up. But this was in our entertainment, like growing up. Clockwork Orange, that's just,
Still no dragons.
no dragons. Revenge of the Nerds, no dragons.
No dragons.
But there's a fucked up fucking scene in this movie in Revenge of the Nerds where dude dresses up like Darth Vader and bangs this broad because she thinks it's someone else. And then he takes the mask off and he's like, ha ha ha, I just banged you. And I'm not the dude you thought I was. And she loves him. And then they get married and have kids together, which is unrealistic.
Very unrealistic.
There's also in Revenge of the Nerds where they break into the girls' dorm and plant cameras all over the place and then spend all night watching them eating cereal and then watching naked girls. Yeah. So there's a lot of like fucked up shit reinforced in stuff like this, like throughout time. And I don't agree with it, and growing up and looking back on it, I was like, yeah, that's fucked up. I mean, and a lot of the stuff at the time, I was like, that's fucked up even. Like there was no way around it. Yeah. It was fucked up. No matter how you contextualize it. So, I don't think it's things that we need to really get more used to in entertainment or accept more. And at the same time, this is a society we live in, so let them go watch the little rape flicks.
Exactly.
They can do whatever they want,
I've been just watching Orville.
You've mentioned
That's
this.
cool.
Now, see, I saw a breakdown of this the other day. Someone was talking about it, and so I had thought it was more comedy than drama, and the people that were talking about it were like, no, it's more drama than comedy, and they were talking about how it works on different levels and doesn't work on different levels. I might get into it sometime. I'm actually more inclined to get into it because it's less comedy. Yeah. But the comedy that I did see seems a little like just throwaway, raunchy. Q13, or not Q13, but Fox. Fox has always had a reputation of just like trashy kind of humor. Like going back to...
And that's all it is.
Okay.
It's little sidewalk trash and stuff.
And there's nothing wrong with that either. Like, again... But
the graphics are great.
Yeah.
The stuff that they do is just cool and interesting and stuff. And it's like a different take of Star Trek, kind of.
Yeah. And that's what it's being put at. Now, I know that I sound like, oh, I'm so above things, but I just I've spent a lot of time immersing myself in different things, and then because of that, like I know what I want to waste my time doing, like just in general. And so I will sit down and experience a series, whether it's a binge watch of a series or just a casual like catching up with something like that. I'll do that. I'm not against it. I'll also I didn't have any interest in Game of Thrones ever because of how people described it.
Yep.
Like
same with me.
Now, nonetheless, I sat down and gave it a shot. Like same thing with Lost. I did the same thing with Lost. Like when when Lost came out,
Lost, I predicted Lost.
Yeah.
Like within the first 10 episodes, I had it nailed.
I didn't necessarily have it nailed, but I didn't watch the first 2 seasons of Lost. I didn't start watching until third. And the same with this Game of Thrones. I didn't start watching until one of the more recent seasons. And then I watched a good chunk of it, and I was like, well, that's what I thought it was. It was like really not. And like if I was really being critical of it, it's not even nearly as good as people make it out to be. It was like
Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Like if I was really being critical about it, I don't think the acting is very good. Some of the writing is okay. I get the following, the intrigue, and the characters, and getting invested in characters and what they're going to do. But this is just like, I don't get it. Really? I don't get the fascination with it. Now, I do get some of it. I do get some of the character development, but some of it, like especially when you're getting into now, like because I've again taken the whole thing in perspective, and if you're weighing the whole thing in the character development and what's happening now in the television series, doesn't quite mesh. Things just don't wash. The books were written over a long period of time, and the show's now surpassed where the books are, and I think that they've taken drastic turns that I don't think the books would have taken. And I know that they've taken liberties where the books couldn't have taken because the books were written in a certain... Well, they could have taken it. I don't know. But the books were written like with time as a factor and distance as a factor and like how long it takes to get certain places as a factor. And that seems to be like getting pushed aside more in these more recent episodes in the seasons. And the characters' motivations, how they used to be compared to how they are, like they're just differing. They're not quite the same. That's a lot of the complaints that I hear, and it makes sense too, because if you're following the stories and the patterns and what they've done and what they're doing now, I mean, sure, some people change, but there's just some things that just don't wash. They don't make sense. And some there'd be some conflicts that would just never ever go away. Like I don't know. And I guess, okay, they're faced with this doom. The Ice King is coming to kill them with his army of zombies. And he's going to kill everyone with an army of zombies. Because there's zombies.
Game of Thrones?
Yes.
There are zombies in Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Okay. Did a wizard conjure him up? Is it that type of scenario? Or there just happen to be zombies?
This that goes way back in their history that some people, some mysterious people there that used to probably the original inhabitants of this place that the people all fight over now. Mm-hmm. These magic people made the Ice King by doing something to him magically. Mm-hmm. Yes, and then this Ice King then made the zombie army because only the Ice King can make zombies.
Okay.
And only this magic glass can kill the zombies that people find. Just magic glass to kill the zombies. Okay. And so I don't know exactly all of the details of everything, but I do know a good portion of it. And so anyway, the zombies have now broken down their magic ice wall with the dragon. They killed the dragon. Mm-hmm. The Ice King.
Oh,
the Ice King.
I don't know if I want to watch it at all now.
Okay,
so the dragon.
So I'll give you a little bit of backstory. So there's this lady, and this lady is the last of her kind. She's a dragon lady, and she owns the dragons. And she's the only one who can tame the dragons because she's got the dragon power because she's a dragon lady. But all of her ancestors have been killed because they were bossy. They had the dragons, and they bossed everyone. And everyone was like, I don't want to be bossed by the dragon people anymore. We need to kill the dragon people. So they somehow killed all the dragon people and the dragons, and then they took over. And then they started fighting over everything. Because the dragon people are gone, we're free. And they're like, I'm king. No, I'm king. So they all started fighting to be the king. And there's been history and chaos ever since. And so, but then this lady, who is this ancestor of the dragon people, emerges, and she's like, well, I'm a dragon people, and I'm going to come and save everyone and be king or queen, whatever it is. So she finds her little magic eggs and becomes the queen of the dragons. She raises these dragons, and she's coming to conquer the whole of the world. Meanwhile, there's the Ice King up there in the north, and he's going to conquer everyone, but he's trapped behind this magic ice wall that they built a long time ago, and this wall's 500 miles long and 1,000 miles high or something. It's just a magic wall of ice. And the ladies coming to conquer everyone, and that's happening. And meanwhile, there's a man who's banging his sister in this other kingdom, and there's some other people. One guy, he's a bastard, but he doesn't really understand that he's a dragon person too. But he was taken in a long time ago as a favor to the dragon people when the dragon people were all getting killed off.
Yeah.
So, they put him in there and protected him, like Luke Skywalker or something.
Oh, gotcha.
And so now, in these days, the man who's the bastard has teamed up with the dragon lady, who's actually his aunt, and he's banging her aunt.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And they've come back to his kingdom that he's probably the rightful heir to, and now he's also the rightful heir to the other throne because he's a dragon guy.
Yeah.
And the ice walls fell down because earlier they went to get a zombie to show the girl who was banging her brother so that their kingdoms could unite and fight the zombies. And so when they were over there trying to get that zombie to show the girl that was banging her brother, the Ice King killed a dragon with a spear. He took a magic spear and killed a dragon, and then he raised that dragon up out of the lake somehow. Even though the zombies can't go underwater, these zombies went underwater and put some chains on to this dragon and pulled this dragon out, and then they made that dragon a zombie fucking dragon. And then the zombie dragon burned down the wall with his ice fire breath. Even though it's ice fire, it's blue flame, I guess. I don't know. It's crazy. So anyway, now the zombie king, the ice king, and a zombie army has a zombie dragon, and they're coming to kill all the people and make them all zombies. It's gonna be a whole fucking zombies everywhere, ice zombies.
Wow. Now I almost want to see it.
I'm telling you might. But it takes like 7 seasons to get to this point. Like,
I don't know if I can do that.
And so they that's where they all are now. I don't know if I had more points to it, but and I don't know where Finn and Jake are. I've not seen them in this whole
Finn
thing.
and Jake.
Yeah, because the Ice King and in the land of Ooh and
The land of goo?
Ooh.
Ooh. Oh, I thought you said goo. I was saying, oh, this place don't sound good. Now I'm teetering back to not wanting to watch it.
I'm sort of conflating Adventure Time and
Okay.
I know you've watched Adventure Time.
Oh, yeah, I had to watch it with Paige when I was young.
Oh, that's a great
Younger,
show.
yeah.
It's a great show. It's great. Anyway, so
now that everybody knows about Game of Thrones and what's going on with that, you're all caught up. All right.
well, by this time, many people will probably be dead. By the time this show's coming out, this episode, like a lot of those people, like there's no telling who's going to be dead. No telling.
Because kill people off left and right.
That is a thing about the show is that from the very beginning of the show they have like really great characters that you love that they'll just kill off and you're like, holy fuck. And so like because you watch a show and you're invested in characters and you want to see them develop and you don't get to. They die. And you're like,
what about
wow.
that dwarf guy? Is he still in there?
He's still in there. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
He's been in there from the beginning, right?
Yep.
Okay. Is he harder to kill? Is he magic?
He had some magic fire once, some green fire that just fucked everyone up. Like I don't know where he got that. I kind of know where he got it, but it's a long story. It's hard to explain. He is a brother of the other two brother and sister that were banging each other.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're all 3 siblings.
Okay.
And he killed his dad.
Wow.
Yeah. But his dad was a dick. Just a fucking dick.
So there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, there's reasons and not reasons. Some of this shit though is just for the gratuitous sake of being just fucking just horrible. Like there's some fucked up shit in this show too. They're just
really?
Yeah. It'd be like, oh, what? What are they doing? Why are they doing this? What the fuck? Why? And it's like, that's the show. That's what we do. This is our fantasy.
Wow.
Yeah. You love it. Fortunately, the computer stayed on that whole time.
Oh, and it wasn't
No.
set up? Oh, shit.
I think it was. It's hard to say. It's just there's no telling with
Well, you
this
got a
thing.
lot of pages open. You might have something going on in one of those.
Yeah, we can only hope.
Well, check.
I did. Put it on here. It's on.
Okay,
It's going.
okay.
After all that, it's probably time for songs again. I don't know. How long have we been rambling?
I have no idea. Long enough to fill it in the Game of Thrones thing, so that's a little bit of time right there. I
Probably.
think. I mean, I went from wanting to watch it to not wanting to watch it to wanting to watch it to not wanting to watch it to wanting to watch it to not wanting to watch it.
Then I've done my job.
Yep.
Because that's what
now
it is.
now I'm back at square one. I don't know.
There's a lot of things that can be worth getting into, and not like I can see people like sitting through the entire Lord of the Rings and going, "Fuck," like it can be a lot and not worth the slog, but it can be like it can be and it could be that to you at one time it can be an amazing thing, and then another time it'd be just like, "Fuck, I don't want to watch this. It's so boring, so boring." And sometimes it's not. It just depends.
I know it's gonna be like Endgame's gonna be a challenge.
3-hour end game.
Yeah. Fuck. I'm gonna have to go in. I'm gonna have to make sure that I don't drink anything before I go in, and I wait an hour before I drink anything.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea at
And
all.
then because that's just, I don't know. To me, that's almost ridiculous why they do that. It's like they should have intermissions. If they're going to do it that long, they should have an automatic intermission. Let people go to the bathroom. Fucking.
Yeah. I don't disagree. What are you gonna do? It's the world we live in now.
I know.
They don't care about you.
Oh, I know. They don't give a shit.
They only care about Captain America,
Oh,
Tony Stark. Okay, songs for us to hear.
how about some Sleepy Pilot? You mentioned them earlier.
I did mention them earlier.
When was the last time you played them?
It's probably been a while.
Let's play some of them.
All right, let's do it.
I wanna know if you can sit with your innocence.
something delicate, like lace on a live wire, twisting and turning, quietly burning. One becomes two. Why am I wasted? My hands are shaking. Why are they shaking? I'm tired of being turn myself into something beautiful. Why can't I reap what I sow? I turn to you while I'm on the ride home. With every tear and fold, it starts to unravel. Another night, chasing a feeling. My hands are shaking. Why are they shaking? I'm tired of being turn myself into something beautiful. Why can't I reap what I sow? Why can't I reap what I sow? Why can't I reap what I sow? I try to wrap it in gold. I try to wrap it in gold. Don't you want to live on the West Coast? I want you to say what you love most. I want to look out my window and see the ocean flow. I want to live in the Northwest where the weather is the best. I want to look out my window and see the sound at rest. Oh, when you hesitate every time, but the worry of all the hate is just in your mind. work on myself to make someone else a new man with new hands and new plans and new scams to play on myself as I make someone else. And I think that it's better, and I'm probably right. Though I slept all through the night, and I need to sit down, stop messing around. Now that I'm back in town, don't you want to?
was cool.
That was cool. That was the swinging sounds of Velocity from what appears to be a 2014 release called Velocity. And that song was Velocity. No, I'm just kidding. The song was FCT. FCT. I have no idea what that could stand for. But we'll leave it at that.
Frankly, I can't tell you.
Nope. Me either. And before that, we heard Fantastic Fogman. What was that song? Well, the group was Fantastic Fogman, and the song was. You know what? I can't see what the song was right now because it's faint. It's so faint and tiny. And then we also heard Low There,
Yep.
Golden, because I can read that because that's clear as day, and Devil by Sleepy Pilot. That's what we heard. And it was great. Another great set of songs. The music on today's show is outstanding. Having a great time. There's so much, a wide variety of music and diversity. Yeah, you had just mentioned in the break as we're coming back to we could dress the part for music, which would, since I play such a variety, it would be difficult. But then you mentioned we could do one thing, one style.
Yeah.
That would drive me crazy. If we just played one style of music on the show, it's just like by the
Today's been kind of like a dinner theater.
I don't know. We played quite a bit. We started off with the gold teeth today.
Well, yeah, that's true.
That was kind of heavy.
Well, maybe we could just wear different shirts and different hats and slowly morph into different characters.
Here's what we could do: is we could spend a day and record like 3 or 4 shows, and each show dresses one thing, but then cut the segments up, and then you have them all be spread throughout different shows.
That'd be funny. We could do that. I like that idea.
That would be an investment of time. We'd have to order some pizzas.
Yeah.
Okay, let me keep this on. Let me make sure that I keep this on. Is it on? Is it on? It's on. Okay, we're good.
Okay.
Everything's good. So computer should stay on unless barring some unforeseen anomaly. I did turn on Hulu the other day and watch Caddyshack, and
That's a great movie.
it is a good one. And I also it was 2 movies I watched while I was editing. I didn't just had them on in the background. Caddyshack, and what was the other one? Another classic. I don't remember now.
You know, I've watched for probably the millionth time the other day. Oh, actually, I watched it yesterday. The Fifth Element.
Oh yeah,
I love that movie.
that's a good one. I've not seen it a million times. I've only seen it maybe once or twice.
Right,
But
I've seen that a bunch. It's just awesome.
I have seen Caddyshack a lot.
I've seen Caddyshack a lot. No.
Yeah. I'm surprised I can't remember the other one. Pretty soon, Hulu's just going to be jacked because it's going to start getting filled up with a lot of stuff that Disney
Doesn't want.
Yeah. Because Disney owns like 50 or more % of that now. And that's going to be the place, their dumping ground for just a lot of good stuff because they own Fox content now. So all of that R-rated stuff that's not going to be on their streaming service is going to probably go on to Hulu. And I get Hulu for free with my Sprint service on my phone. So I'm like stoked.
Oh, that's killer.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really watch it anyway, but occasionally, like I said, I just put on 2 movies the other night just to have on, and which I'll do sometimes. And that's rad. And I mean, I'm probably not, I don't know. I can't say anything. I might get this new Disney streaming service because it's $7
Yeah.
$7
Yeah.
like a month, but still, I can justify doing that. I could even see myself so I started like thinking about listening back to one of the episodes that you recorded and you saying you might not see it till it comes out on video. because it's 3 hours long. And I heard you say that, and I started thinking about that in conjunction with this streaming service that is $7 a month. And it's like, fuck, I really could wait until December or even November,
Well,
because that's when that streaming service starts. It probably won't be out on the streaming service in November, but it
probably
could.
not now.
But the thing also is that, like, I mean, I'm not at all even thinking about the Star Wars series, but I might like the Star Wars series. Like, I mean, I probably would. I like Star Wars, and have you seen any of what they're doing for that Mandalorian? Have you seen any of the clips or anything? Because I've just heard about a lot of it, and like, people are stoked about it. Just like,
Is that going to be only on Disney format?
only
that
on
you can
Disney
see it?
streaming, only on the Disney streaming platform, the $7 a month thing.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. That's launching the service. Like,
Yeah.
it's coming with it. It's like, that's part of their big enticement. It's like, get this because this is in it. And I mean, that's really not the enticement for me, but the Marvel movies actually are.
Yeah.
Like, if I don't have to go to the movie theaters ever again, I wouldn't be opposed to that, because going to the movies is expensive, and
The actual watching of the movie isn't too expensive. I mean, you know, $10 or whatever. But if you want anything other than that, that's where it's stupid. A pop's like $5.
yeah, well, I
You know,
don't.
popcorn's like $7. You know, it's
Yeah.
just and to me that is robbery in a sense. But I also understand that they have to make some money.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They have to make some money.
I get it.
so
I get it completely too. But at the same time, I don't remember. I mean, I might in the last 20 years, I might have bought a thing of popcorn at a movie or something. I might have. Most of the times, I'm bringing my own food. Just I am.
Yeah, oh, I know, I do that too.
But the tickets alone, and often I'll also go to matinees, almost always too, if I
Yeah.
can. Also, which is another thing. Nonetheless, I'll go to see 3 to 5 movies a year, and I would definitely go see less if I didn't have to. Like with that Disney streaming service, I would not have to. I would not be disappointed in waiting 3 to 5 months for a movie to hit the streaming service.
Yeah.
It's not going to bother me. And that is, like, Marvel and Star Wars would be my primary go-tos. Like, if I could just and if I could just watch Star Wars whenever I wanted to, then I would. Like, I got rid of, like, physical copies of that stuff a long time ago, and don't care, because I just don't care that much anymore about any of that stuff. But again, those are the things that I would go to, and there'd be other things too, like Big Trouble in Little China is a go-to for me all the time. Trading Places is a go-to for me all the time. Caddyshack is another one.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, these are just movies that I'll just I can rewatch. They're rewatchable. They're fine. They're entertainment is, and I'll watch new stuff too. Don't think I won't. I do. Occasionally I will, but all of it. It's just all just. So I pretty much like stuff that I can just put on in the background and don't have to invest my time in, so I can continue to do other things, go on my day. I can edit videos, and then while I'm editing the video and that's processing, then I can play Pokemon and have a movie on in the background.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Or something else, whatever. Research these bands. There's so many bands, so much music to get and to format and to put in these shows. And I don't know all the bands, Chris. I don't know all the
I
bands.
know. Neither do I.
These bands that are out there, they can send us stuff to MAWP Tacoma, MAWPTacoma@gmail.com. You can get a hold of us through our various social media outlets, whether it's Facebook, or you can find me on Twitter at MAWPCAST1, Potter at MAWPCAST1 on Twitter. You can always get a hold of us, and we will play your music.
Yes, we encourage you to do that.
We actually absolutely do. If you know of stuff that we've not played, which you can just go through the lists of our past episodes and check and see what we've played.
Yeah.
And if you know anything that we've not played, you can say, hey, you've not played this. And we'll say, yeah, I know, because we don't have it. We just don't have it. Or we don't have it in the right format yet.
Yeah. Or
And
it's just not in a quality that would work.
Quality of format.
Yeah, it's got to be something that we can play that's real. I mean, and you guys know. You'll know when you send it in, whether or not.
Not everyone knows.
Well, they should. They should. I mean,
You're expecting a lot
Yeah.
from these people who not everyone knows things. Not everyone knows things.
all right.
Well,
we'll let you know. We'll
You
just tell you.
Maybe this is
Yeah.
for someone this could be their big break, although it's not. But I'm just saying some people
You never
do
know.
tell- Yeah.
But you never know.
Yeah.
You never know. That one person could be listening to this show at that particular time, just stumble across it. You go, whoa, what's this? What's this that I've stumbled across?
Yeah, it could be your
You never
big
know.
break.
It could just blow it up.
Someone in Hollywood could be seeing you right now and going, "That's the guy.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
guy. Hold
Yep.
it. He can run sound and he can host a show
Yep.
and,
And I can drink tea.
and drink tea.
And I'm still trying to find a good place for crumpets.
Crumpets. I actually had to look up crumpets last night. You know what? I got some research. I did some other homework. Not only am I looking for songs and other stuff like that, but I also had to stop and look up crumpets. And what a crumpet is for us, and that's an English muffin, which we never considered.
Yeah, I
But
never-
that's a crumpet. Okay, and so it is not a biscuit, but it's kind of a biscuit, but it's more bread.
Yeah.
So it's different. It is different. But
See,
again,
that wouldn't work for me. I'd rather have a biscotti and tea then.
no, I tell you what, I like an English muffin, but not necessarily
Well, yeah,
with tea.
yeah, but not with tea. I can't have that with tea.
Now, over the years, I've had actually quite an attachment to English muffins, whether it was the Egg McMuffin from throughout my life, or just like a plain or a sourdough English muffin with some of that fake American cheese, processed cheese food on it. It's just American
Yep.
slice.
Cheese food. That's what they feed cheese.
Yeah. It's that's great. Like just an English muffin with melted cheese on it, toasted English muffin with cheese on it. That's fucking fantastic. Or like a plain one with some toasted with some butter and jam. That's great too.
Yep.
Like English muffins are fantastic. And so toasted with butter and jam, I can maybe see that with some tea.
Well, yeah, that I could.
And
yeah.
I think that's where they're going with it. But yeah, I would. Sorry.
Maybe I'll bring some English muffins with jam one of these times. So
Well-
we have some crumpets and tea.
I'd have to bring my toaster in. I don't really want to do that. Toaster oven. 'Cause don't
I
have
could
an actual
toast them
toaster.
before. I mean,
You
it'll
could
be cold. but,
No. It can't be cold. It's got to be fresh, hot, piping hot.
I could bring my
butter.
blowtorch. We could braise
You
them.
could just bring a toaster if you're gonna bring a fucking blowtorch.
Come on, man. People want to see real cool stuff. Some of that, they're using a torch to make toast.
'cause
That's awesome.
Some kid's gonna come across this on the internet. Look at these cool guys.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
blowtorching a
Okay,
bagel
never
on the internet. I want to blowtorch a bagel.
Okay.
And first of all, it's
Next
not a
thing we
bagel.
know- Next thing we know, their house is on fire. All right, fine.
It's bad
Yeah,
enough.
it's not a bagel. It's English muffin. Get it right.
Bad enough these kids are going to come across this while it's getting stoned. They're like, oh. Dude, I tell you what, like before I ever got stoned, before I ever knew anything about getting stoned, I was riding a bus. I was a kid. I was like in grade school. And I had to be in like 3rd, 4th, 5th grade in this time range.
You were in
And
all those grades? How old were you?
in that time range.
Oh, okay. Third, fourth, or fifth.
Yeah, in that time range.
Okay.
Probably right in the middle, in 4th.
All right.
So I'm riding school bus, and we, had lived out in Graham and Ording in this period of time, and the school bus had like all the kids on it because it was taking kids from junior high and high school basically, and the grade school all at once. And so it was a mixed bus of kids. So I remember sitting on the back of the bus, towards the back, hearing some of my neighbor kids talk. A couple older kids talking about getting stoned, and they described making a pipe out of a can. And the dude described it perfectly. Dude, we didn't have a pipe, so we made a pipe out of the can. The other kid says, how'd you do that? He's like, oh, I took a fucking Coke can, and you got to get a pin, like a stick pin, and you crunch the can up, and then you stick the pin in it. I'm not going to describe it anymore, but the dude described it perfectly. And I was like, I might need to know this. Now, I didn't like smoking weed, and I was against drugs and everything like that, but I clocked that. I registered that. I took it all. And then like in like 7th or 8th grade, probably I was someone approached me and said, hey dude, you want to get stoned? And I was like, yeah, let's do that. And he was like, you got a pipe? I was like, no, I don't got a pipe. And the dude just assumed I'd have a pipe because he thought I was a stoner, and I wasn't a stoner at all. But he's like, well, I just assumed you would. I was like, why would you assume that? And he's like, because I thought you're a stoner. Your name is Potter. And I was like, no, I don't get stoned. That's the joke. but I had got stoned, and I also knew about this thing, and I was like, well, we just need a Coke can. And he's like, why? I was like, because we can make a pipe out of a Coke can, trust me. And so we had to go and get a Coke can, and we went looking. We were actually at school when he approached me, but it was after school. So we started looking around the school for a Coke can, which shouldn't have been hard because we had Coke machines, but all the recycling had been taken out. Couldn't find a fucking Coke can to save our life, not in the garbage, not
Nobody
anywhere.
had 35 cents by a pop?
No. It was after school. We were.
Oh, you couldn't get... Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So, I mean, we didn't have change. We couldn't find anyone with change. We did try all this stuff. We ended up, like, going to a neighbor's house, an adjacent house to the school, Spanaway Junior High, was where we were. And so we went and knocked on a house's door. We knocked on a fucking door, and a kid answered. And the kid was younger than us. And we asked if we could have a Coke can. If you had a Coke... Do you have a Coke can? Do you have an empty Coke can? And the kid's like, why? This is doing a science experiment. We need a Coke can. Science experiment. It's like, yes, scavenger hunt. Scavenger hunt. Scavenger hunt science experiment. So the kid was like, yeah, just a second. And he went and got us a Coke can. And so then me and this cat John proceeded to go and make a crude can pipe and then get very stoned. Very, very stoned, because it wasn't the first time I got stoned, but it was like the second or third. And every time I got stoned early on in life, there was like a year spacing in between. So it was every time was the first time. It was just like holy fuck! It was like whoa, it was
Nice,
insane. Yeah, yep. That was what happened. Then we went to Taco Bell and got some nachos, which I could barely eat. So stoned.
Hey, that's Zoli.
Yeah, we played them on the last show, Chris, or the show before last. The show before last, not the last show. Because that's the show before last that got on in the background there.
Oh, gotcha. Yep. Another great band.
That's what you said. That's why we played him. Because that is also another thing I'll do sometimes. Sometimes we'll talk about a band, and I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. We should play that band. And so we do. Constant state of flux, constantly changing and adapting and growing. So we need more older music from the olden days of Tacoma, and I've only got a limited supply of that or access to it myself. It's only so much. And there's the lost years of Tacoma history, which is like the 70s. There's not a ton of stuff, just especially at my disposal from the 70s around. And there's some stuff from the 80s that I don't have, and some stuff from the 80s that I do have that's not yet in the queue. It's not yet digitized. But among the stuff that I don't have, like, because we got that big idea and stuff like that we'd like to hear more of, and we got some Eastern Star now that we have heard some of, and some other things. But I want some of those bands that Reagan Lane's been in over the years. He's been in so many great bands, like tons of them. Like as with the Blue Baboons, was that one of them? And was Stripes one of them? And there's some others. He's got a ton of bands he's been in. Baby Knockers, that was definitely one of them.
Baby Knockers?
Yeah, we played a couple of their songs actually, but I'd like to get more because I'm sure they've got more. And then on that same different vein, but same kind of era, it would be Baby Gun, who was a band throughout the 80s. I don't have any of their stuff yet. I'd like to play them. And then we still always talk about Sedated Souls and Rhino Humpers, which has got the Rhino Humpers over here. We don't have any Sedated Souls. The only Sedated Souls I know of are on the... well, they've got a demo somewhere, but I don't have it. And then they're on that compilation, South Sound All Stars. I know that. And I don't have it. I used to have it. Can't find it here. Was here. We're in the third segment of our show. Is that where we are, Chris?
I believe so.
We're doing good on time. We're in the midst of this third segment, are we? Are we in the middle of the third segment? Or are we in the end of the third segment? What does it feel like to you? Does it feel like the end of the third segment or the middle?
Look at the time. See what the time says.
Well, the time says 2:18.
So that'd be like the end of the third.
Okay. I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah.
at all.
Because usually it's about 2.5 hours ish of recording, isn't it?
Yeah, 2. Usually it's 2.
Yeah. So I mean, you know,
Usually the show is as long as the show is,
Yeah.
except for the tail end tends to make it longer. So
Yeah.
that didn't make any sense, but it made sense to me. There's a bong hit. Well, it's so hard to tell sometimes, but we'll play some music. And
Dream
Why does it sound weird? Because my headphones aren't on. We're back to the show, to end our show. It's probably running along because I wasn't paying attention to time. I don't know what's going on. We just heard the song Meat Snacks by the band Gold Sweats off of the album Extended Player, or EP, I guess you'd say. It says Extended Player, and that would be EP. That's what Extended Player even stands for. It's like right there. It's right in front of me. It's like just telling me the whole time. Before that, we heard 8 Days Clean, Angel of Nothing. Before that, we heard Absentia by Aetherius.
Super heavy. That was cool.
Yeah. Off of the album Absentia. It's hard to pronounce, you know? And,
Well, at least it isn't like scribble like
yeah.
some of these bands.
yeah. We appreciate that, guys. And then A-Leaf is what started that set off. Ocean off of Lights by A-Leaf. So they're simple. They're just like not fucking around.
Not at all.
A lot of good music today. Wow.
Yes.
I don't even know what to do with myself.
Oh. It's cool variety today, too. A lot of it's been rock and stuff like that. Today was like a little bit more on the softer side for the majority of it. It's kind of cool, and some droney stuff that's really cool. I like it. I like it a lot.
So, anything else going on in the world?
I'm gonna go camping this week with my dog and see how she adapts to it. Like I said earlier, we took her to over to visit some other dogs yesterday, and she did very well. So I'm gonna see how she does camping and stuff. See how she does sleeping in the van overnight and stuff, and see how she barks at every freaking sound outside or not or whatever. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see how she deals. I think she'll be fine. I mean, she's a pretty good dog and deals with everything pretty with stride. So it'll be fun. It'll be cool. Hang out with her by the fire and stuff. Make sure she doesn't burn herself or whatever.
Yep. Dogs tend to have a pretty natural aversion to fire.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, they like heat, but they don't like substantial amount of heat that it, makes it uncomfortable. Burns them. That always puts a damper on things. But yeah, but other than that, just kind of hanging out this week. And, weather's getting better, so I got to clean out the greenhouse, get all that stuff situated stuff, and yeah. Debating on whether or not to take the running boards off my van. I want to take them off, but Ashley doesn't want to because she likes that little extra step. So I might see if I can find just a little loop that I could put by her door for a step, or bolt a chain there or something, something for her to step in so she can get in. I don't know.
I've never thought one way or the other about it.
I just think they look cooler. What I want to do with the van, it'll look cooler without the running boards. And then one of my running boards has a small imperfection in it anyways, and when I look at it, that's what I see. It's just like,
I think you're being overly critical.
I am. But I mean, there's really no way for me to fix it.
Let me tell you a story about when I was a little boy, and I had my first tricycle, and it was fantastic, and it was awesome, and it was brand new, and it was shiny, and I loved it. And then it was after not long, of having it, I don't know how long it was because I was a little kid and I had no perception of time and reality. The point of the story is that it got rusty, it just got a little rusty, and I was like, it's ruined. Rust is ruined. And on that note, there's this installation down here on the corner of Pacific Avenue. It's a big art installation called the Ghost of Gertie or something like that. And it's these big giant things that are like girders big part of like the bridge.
Oh yeah. I saw that.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And it's all rusty. And I'm like, fuck, it's ruined. It's like, you know, if it was all nice and shiny and smooth and clean, then it would be great. But now it's rusty and it's just garbage. It's just fucking trash, you know. Because that was the concept that was in my brain as a little boy. I was like, it's fucking ruined now. Have I told this story on the air or the other one? The segue to that story is that I wasn't much younger when I had this little car. It was a pedal car. And you drove it. It was a little red convertible. It didn't have a top. It was just, and it had the windshield. And one day the pedal came detached somehow. Wouldn't pedal no more. And I remember it being in the backyard behind our trailer when we lived out in Spanaway. And I was pretty young, man. I don't know. It had to be like 3, 4, 5 in that range. 3, 4, 5, that range. And probably 4 then. But I could have been younger. I don't know. Anyway, pedal came undone. And I'm like, you know, I go and tell my family, my dad. He's like, oh, it's ruined now. You broke it. I was like, oh, it's ruined.
That's lame.
It is lame. I was fucking bummed. I was pissed. And I went outside and I stewed over it for a while. I was like, well, it's no good now. It's no good to me now. What the fuck am I going to do with this piece of garbage? This fucking garbage. I picked up a rock and I started smashing it to bits. I fucking all these little pieces of plastic flying all over the bike. and I had it down to the fucking, just the cage. It was, I smashed all the plastic off of it before anyone realized what was doing. And I remember my dad coming out to the back door and like, what are you doing? What's going on? What are you doing? And I was like, you said it was ruined. He said it wasn't going to work anymore. And he's like, we could have fixed it. And I was like, well, you didn't fucking tell me that. Because he didn't say it. He just flat out said it was ruined. And it was like, yeah. So I don't know if he ever learned a lesson, but I did. I learned a lesson that day. It's like,
well, I hope he learned a lesson from that one.
So yeah, I mean, mostly I learned a lesson, but yeah, I was pissed.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's kind of like when I had my Schwinn Stingray, and I took off the front fender because I wanted to make it look like a chopper. And I took off the back fender to make it look more like a chopper. And stuff. My dad just got pissed. He was so mad because I did that, saying I ruined it and stuff. Now I look back, I wish I had it because it's probably worth like, you know, a lot of money. Yeah. Because it was a cool one with the banana seat and everything and stuff. Didn't have the shifter. It wasn't one of those. I wish I had one of those, but you know, hey, it is what it is.
Oh yeah. By the time that an actual bike came around, they didn't bother getting me. They got me a cheap bike. Yeah, but they got me a bike at least. That was rad.
That's cool.
But, you know, I didn't take care of it. I didn't know how to ride the bike. Like, I didn't know how to stop. I couldn't brake, even though braking is pretty simple. I didn't know how to do it, and I used to just hop off and let the bike just... That was another thing. I remember...
I actually rode a bike pretty well. I was pretty good. We'd do BMXing,
this was early on.
And stuff.
This was right on for what I was learning, as soon as I learned.
Yeah. Well, I learned the hard way right off the bat that you wear shoes when you ride bike. Because I was drag racing. We'd do drag racing down my street, right? And I was drag racing this kid, and my foot slipped off the front pedal, and I was pedaling forward when it slipped off, and it went into the front spokes. And when the wheel spun and hit the fork, as soon as I hit the fork, the whole bike back end was flipped over, and I went face first right into the cement, and I broke my leg.
Oh, lame!
I totally broke my leg, and I was laying in the road, and they had to carry me to the house. You know, I mean, it hurt already. But then they picked me up, and that hurt even worse. And then they're carrying me in every step. Just pain. And I was like, oh my God, stop walking. Yeah. Man, that was all lame. So I ended up the entire summer, because this is at the beginning of the summer.
That's great. You had a Bart
whole
Simpson
summer I had a cast. And man, I had the swamp stank leg by the time I had to take, because it was a hot summer and stuff. And man, my leg stunk. And there was just plaster. There was no aerated fucking fiberglass shit like they got nowadays.
Yeah.
Nothing like that. There was fucking plaster, fucking, oh my God. And then I had like rocks in there. So they were like embedded in my skin, and they were cutting it off, and the little blade that vibrates would vibrate right over the rock into my leg. Oh my God. Yeah, I learned right away. Yeah, take care of that shit. You don't fuck around.
Yeah, a lot of things like that I learned from other people. Just having those experiences and going, oh, I didn't learn everything. I had to learn a lot of stuff on my own. Also, but so yeah.
Yeah, I learned to become observant with other people, watching what's going on with other people and stuff, and just going with that and believing it. Because, once I felt that pain, because I remember seeing people in that kind of pain before, and it never really dawned on me, fucking, oh yeah, that looks really painful. Why are you crying? Blah, blah, blah. Then it happened to me, and I was like, oh, I get it now. Yeah. And so I would just be very observant, and I would watch people, and every time I saw that sort of scenario happen, I would just like going around that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. So yeah.
This downloads much quicker this way.
Oh, yeah, much quicker. But can you delete it?
Yep.
Oh, very cool.
I usually do.
Okay.
This one doesn't have anything in it.
Oh.
All right, well, maybe we should wind our show down.
All right. Next week we'll have some cool and exciting stuff. We're not going to tell you what it is because we don't know what it is yet.
I was going to say, because I don't know what it is yet.
Wow.
You're putting...
Now I'm going to have to come up with some stuff. Shit. Okay.
All
right. Well, I promise you there will be something cool. I don't know what or how cool, but something cool. You watch. Hopefully.
And for those at home, the camera's not on. We're done with the camera. For those at home, listening and watching, you can participate in this show by saying, "Hey, I know a band that's not been played on your show." Just go through and look on our shit and say, "Hey, what
Definitely
about this band?
do
What
that.
about this band?"
Definitely do that.
You can send us stuff. You can participate in that way.
Yeah.
You can like the show and share the show with other people. Excuse me. Because by sharing the show with other people, or by downloading the podcast, or by leaving comments or things like that, that helps to promote the show. Why do I want to burp in the middle of a sentence? Where does that come from? I was just sitting here, I'm just minding my own business, and
all of a sudden
talking,
the belch comes out,
or something. Something
that
just,
happens.
I'm just
that happens. You're old. That's why.
That's what being old is.
I know. Just be careful with those sneezes. Those can end up bad too sometimes.
I'm pretty into the sneezing. Just unabashed letting it go. I'll just let it go.
Oh.
I was down on the toilet today, just taking a dump and sneezing. Just some big, loud, crazy sneezes.
And it helps all around too.
This was a great
Especially if you're already on the
experience.
toilet and you sneeze like that, then you can just let it loose.
Yep.
Then you're all good.
Yeah, it was a good morning. All right. Well, let's check that. And oops, I don't know what song. Jesus Christ! Yeah, we get it. Don't know what's coming. It's going to be a surprise. This next song that's going to come out, it's going to be a surprise.
All right, cool.
For all of us.
Surprise for all of us.
Yep. And on that note, we'll let you go. Good day.
All right. Carry on.
Take off. Eh?
Take off.
That can't be broken.
got something that deserves my tears. I've been starving and saving for the last 5 years. Missing meal cramps, I've lost some sleep, but this thing I got, I'm sure gonna keep. I got a bomb bomb, big and fine. I got a bomb bomb, and it's all mine. I got a bomb bomb, and it's my pride, but I'm sorry, little baby. Ooh. Now you used to pace the floor, you used to sit at the bar, because I didn't have the money just to take you out. Said you're gonna put me down, I'd regret the day. Well, go on, little baby, be on your merry way. I got a bomb bomb, big and fine. I got a bomb bomb, and it's all mine. I got a bomb bomb, and it's my pride, but I'm sorry, little baby. Ooh. Got no money, I ain't got a maid. She went and put me down, now it is too late. I ain't even got a home, my friends are few, but what I got is really brand new. I got a bomb bomb, big and fine. I got a bomb bomb, and it's all mine. I got a bomb bomb, and it's my pride, but I'm sorry, little baby. Ooh, but I'm sorry, little baby. Ooh, well, I'm sorry, little baby. Ooh.
Say, man, what have you got?
Kinda snows you, don't it? Makes you wanna wonder. I don't play your silly games.
Chain me to a chair, and then you bring me roses. My hands are wet to music, and my eyes wet to the sky. Tie me to a tree, and then you beg forgiveness. My hands are bleeding sparrows, and my tears rising tides. I will wear my horsehair girdle beneath my nuptial gown, wear a crown on my leaves like Saint Cecilia. I will wear my horsehair girdle beneath my nuptial gown, wear a crown on my leaves like Saint Cecilia. Like Saint Cecilia. High up in my tower, I pray for wings. I fly out the window, my lips brush the sky. Nail me to a cross, set free your sorrows. You pledge your love undying beneath the roaring fire. I will wear my horsehair girdle beneath my nuptial gown, wear a crown all lilies like Saint Cecilia. I will wear my horsehair girdle beneath my nuptial gown, wear a crown all lilies. I will wear a crown all lilies. I will wear a crown all lilies. I will wear a crown all lilies. Like Saint Cecilia.
Actions speak louder than words. What makes them so hard to find? Weaken the thoughts that I hide. You're still the one having fun. I thought that I could loosen up, but acting seems crazy to me. The close down has begun. I felt it coming soon. Feelings change again, but they won't remain the same. Tighten the grasp of your hand. Nothing can take that away. So letting go unknowingly. Constantly untelling lies. Seems that's the price that we pay, claiming to be such good. Close down has begun. Felt it coming soon. Feelings change again. They won't remain the same.
When the wheels fall off this wagon and we're doomed. When the sun turns to black and the hours become few, will you stand up with me? Will you stand up with me? Did you ever need a friend? Someone to be there all through thick and thin. I know I have had a glad each day. For my brothers, my family, my friends. When the wheels fall off this wagon it would do. When the sun turns to black, hours become few. Will you stand up with me? Will you stand up with me? When the earth starts melting, all hell's breaking loose. People going crazy, nothing left to do. Stand up with me. Will you stand up with me? 'Cause I'll stand up with you. Isolation breeds darkness. Human connection is essential for a life well lived. So guard your brothers with your might. No, I've got your back for life. When the wheels fall off this wagon it would do. When the sun turns to black, hours become few. Will you stand up with me? Will you stand up with me? When the earth starts melting, all hell's breaking loose. People going crazy 'cause there's nothing left to lose. Stand up with me. Will you stand up with me? 'Cause I'll stand up with you. When the wheels fall off this wagon it would do. When the sun turns to black, hours become few. Will you stand up with me? Will you stand up with me? When the earth starts melting, all hell's breaking loose. People going crazy, nothing left to do. Stand up with me. Will you stand up with me? 'Cause I'll stand up with you.
friend is his dog. Well, that explains a lot as to why me and old Zeke get along. He's seen quite a few years of my marriage from the backyard, so he knows when his buddy's in trouble and she's coming down hard. Zeke, better move over, friend. I'm in the doghouse again. Yeah, today I had a honey-do list about a mile long. Now I'll admit there was a difference between what should have and didn't get done. Naturally, I heard all about it just as soon as she got home. But that's been hours ago. She's still fussing and carrying on. Yeah, Zeke, better move over, friend. I'm in the doghouse again. Yeah, thinking back to when our love was young, it was like I couldn't do a darn thing wrong. I remember her being so understanding, without the slightest bit of reprimanding. It's kind of funny how the storyline changed as our love goes on, and the days of me being her Mr. Right appear to be long gone. So tonight I'm gonna drink beer and listen to some beer drinking songs. At least I've got an old buddy here with me to listen right along. Yeah, Zeke, looks like it's you and me, friend, out in the doghouse again. The storyline changed as our love goes on, and the days of me being her Mr. Right appear to be long gone. So tonight I'm gonna drink beer and listen to some Merle Haggard songs. At least I've got an old buddy here with me to listen right along. Yeah, Zeke, looks like it's you and me, friend, out in the doghouse again. Gonna have me one more and then I'm in the doghouse again.
Struggling with the meaning. It all seems so vivid. I feel you all over me. Hit me with your hands, no sign of sadness, smiling teeth and all. You can have me forever. Say the word, say the words, I'll be waiting. answer. You can't run forever. Show some effort before you become severed. No longer tethered, fiber so weathered. One man's trash, but you ain't